Good morning, Collective and Soul Tribe. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, May the 5th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. All right, guys. We are in the, second day of the week. All right, guys. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. Confirmation with the horn whenever you see this video. All right, guys. But, yeah, let's get started. Let's jump right into it and let's see what messages you might need to know. All right, this is going to be a tarot and oracle message for the collective. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. I know sometimes I play my manifestation sounds or frequencies or music in the background, so hopefully you guys can hear me, but it's just to help with manifestations and just bringing in good vibes, positive vibes, things like that. Okay, you guys know that I try to focus on the good in things, even if there is negatives in the messages. I try to transmute that for you guys, or allow you guys to find ways to transmute that energy, and not everybody's going to understand that, and that's okay, right? A lot of people like to be in negativity. Okay, a lot of people like to stay in negativity. A lot of people like to manifest negativity in their life, and unfortunately with my channel, we don't do that around here. Okay, we learn to take whatever negative energy that's happening, or whatever obstacles or challenges or whatever the case is, we take that energy, we transmute it into something else, or we use it as a lesson and we move forward. Okay, there's this energy of not looking back but moving forward, and for those who are serious about their path, serious about their journey, serious about growth and learning and understanding their blueprint of their chart and who they are as an individual, that can also resonate with you. Okay, now, like I said, I'm not for everybody, and that is okay. So if my messages don't hit the way that they're supposed to for you, there's other tarot readers that you can go to, and that's okay too. All right, it is a shared community, right? Everybody has a gift, so I may not be for you, and that's fine. And if I am for you, then what up? Okay, thank you for staying, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and thank you for being decisive and knowing what it is that you want when it comes to, readings and things of that matter when it comes to my channel. Okay, so let's get started and see what you guys might need to know for today. All right. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time when it comes to this energy? What messages can you give to the collective at this time? Okay, I'm just going to fix my curtain quickly. All right, there we go. Get some sunlight, or there's not much sunlight, but get some lighting in here. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time for Tuesday, May 5th? What do they need to know at this time? Thank you, Spirit. So this message came out yesterday, okay? This message came out yesterday. This is probably double confirmation for somebody that watched yesterday's video as well. But Queen of Cups energy is showing up when it comes to you guys honoring your emotions, especially when it comes to understanding that honoring your emotions is also another part of self-care. Okay, so a lot of times people think that self-care is only talking about getting your hair done, getting your nails done, doing your makeup, putting on the best clothes. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes going within yourself, going into introspection, basically understanding yourself, like I said, understanding your blueprint or the mapping of your chart, okay? Understanding what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and also when it comes to sharing your energy, understanding who is meant for you and who is not meant for you, and having that discernment. So if anything, there's something about being able to honor your emotions, and if you guys are honoring your emotions, that is a part of self-care. Okay, we have 3 of Pentacles, right? It says, what's the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work. Okay, so you could be coming together with other people that are like you. Okay, this looks like somebody who likes to do spell work, right? We have herbs, crystals, candles, things like that. Okay, you could have people who are like this, who are coming towards you, or you are attracting this kind of energy at this time. People who are into crystals, who are into their ancestral lineage, their history, things like that. People who know about these things, right? Take what resonates with that. Okay, and This can also resonate with people who use this for positive energy. So this could be for manifesting. This could be for wanting more when it comes to, you know, positivity, freedom, etc. Now, for those who use spell work for other things, look, that's your prerogative. I'm not judging you. You can do whatever you want to do. But here on this channel, I don't encourage people to do spell work on people when it comes to negative energy. Okay. Now, if you're trying to manifest your dreams, your goals, and things like that, then sure, no problem. But at the same time, understanding how karma works and how it can also work when it comes to energies, right? It's like, if somebody's not bothering me, why would I do spell work on them? Or even so, why would I even do spell work on someone, right? Especially without their permission or without asking. That doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not judging anybody who does that, but me personally, I wouldn't do that. I would maybe use that type of energy when it comes to crystals and things like that to learn about what those crystals do, how they benefit you mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. Okay, and some of you guys could be like that, where you're finding people that like similar things like you, but there's still that innocence behind it because you guys are divinely connected, and it's almost like having this energy of being mindful and knowing better. So take what resonates with that. Okay, let's see. So Spirit, what other messages do you have? Thank you. Yeah, so justice. Okay, so yeah, there's something about sticking to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. So animals could be significant. Okay, this person looks like they're working on a laptop, and then they have like their witchy coat and hat. Okay, but yeah, something about this energy, right, when it comes to justice. I don't know why, but also when it comes to like Libra energy, because Libra talks about scales. Even if you don't have Libra energy, there's something about receiving justice or justice being on your side. Okay, but the number 11 could be very significant. Like I said, you could be attracting people who are similar to you. With the 11th house, this talks about groups, friendships. Okay, this talks about you having social awareness, the collective energy. Social media too could be significant. This could also talk about, you know, the future, and also when it comes to technology and things of that matter. So take what resonates with that. And also the number 11 talks about your intuitive knowing, or having an awakening, or having divine alignment. So there's something about your spiritual awakening, having psychic insights, that could be significant. And also when it comes to following your soul purpose, right? Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. This energy came out yesterday too. Okay, so every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you, right? So this is about like luck, basically, on your side when it comes to your service, right? This is your service, how you organize yourself, your work habits, things like that. Especially when it comes to receiving justice. If you were dealing, like I said, with unfair situations with people, places, environments, etc., 6th house talks about also, you know, health and wellness and fitness. But not only that, your daily routines when it comes to your work habits. So if you were somebody who had really good work habits, like you're always on time, you're always there, you never call in sick on no reason, or, you know, you don't call out when it comes to taking vacation and things like you were maybe, for some of you guys, if this is like a work situation, or if this is like within the home, it doesn't matter, just, you know, put it where it may resonate. There's something about always being there, being present, being reliable, dependable. Okay, there's something about your energy where you are trustworthy. Like, it's like people know that you're going to show up, and that is why a lot of people are attracted to your energy, because you have this energy about you that shows discipline. Okay, and not everybody's going to understand that about you. So take what resonates with that. And usually when it comes to this, it's like your energy, if this is 6th house, even if you have to work hard for what it is that you desire, or there's something about being disciplined, you still receive that back in return. But the difference is it takes time and patience, because this is something that you're building, right? Some people have certain placements in their chart where things just naturally come to them. But if it's 6th house, you have to realize that you will receive your blessings in divinity by being organized, by being, you know, able to service other people, but not only just service other people, doing what fulfills you. And this talks about different objects or different jobs and, places and things like that. So if you're into objects like crystals and things like that, then work on that. Find places that sell crystals and maybe find a store that you can work at a crystal shop. Okay, like doing things that you love to do is significant, but not only that, finding that joy within it. So say you like to help people. Okay, fine. You like to help people. You don't mind being a nurse or a doctor or anything like that. Then do that, right? That's if you can do it because, finances. Everybody doesn't have, money to go to school and things like that. So maybe you could be into holistic work, right? And there's certain places and certain things that you can do to get assistance, whether this is school loans and things like that. And I know everybody doesn't want to hear that sometimes, but sometimes in life, you just have to do what you have to do, even though you know what the situation is when it comes to the matrix or, society, because let's be realistic, unless everybody's going to be on the same page, okay, then yeah, we can all come together as community and fight for what we truly believe in. But if some people are on the fence, some people are fighting for what they believe in, and some people just don't want to do anything about it, unfortunately, when it comes to the matrix, we just have to keep pushing through and doing what it is that we need to do until we are able to do what fulfills us, okay? And for some people, it's almost like people think things will happen overnight, and it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it takes time, patience, effort, dedication, and I've noticed that a lot of people don't have a lot of patience. Like some of you guys could be noticing that too with a lot of people. It's like people want things right now, right away, but they're not realizing that sometimes certain things do take a little bit of time, right? It's just like a test. When you do your test for school, do you get your results right away? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it takes weeks, okay, before you get your results. So patience is the topic of the subject at this moment when it comes to what it is that you guys are building. And also sometimes when it comes to receiving justice, it may seem like it's a little bit slow. Okay, but you guys are in this Nine of Pentacles energy, okay? So like I said, pause and savor the results of your success, okay? The same thing I said, okay? So Nine of Pentacles energy when it comes to, your philosophies, higher educations. Lawyers could be very significant when it comes to like law and order, and also when it comes to justice, right? Like I said, so even when it comes to like dreams and divination and things like that, you guys could be the ones that are learning new things. Even when it comes to like connecting with other cultures, that is also significant. We also have the bottom of the deck. It says Page of Cups. Let yourself continuously, okay, or continually surprised by the thing called life, right? Somebody could wear like seashells, or it's not seashells. There's another name for it. Why can't I remember now? But anyway, it's one of those shells, okay? And it's so bad because the West Indies have it too, right? So that's so bad that I can't remember what it is. But these type of shells, right? And I used to have it on my bracelets until it ripped off. But someone could wear this on their ankle, okay? Maybe you're into jewelry like on your feet, or somebody likes something to do with maybe feet. Pisces energy could be significant too, but there's something about this energy where maybe you may wear this on your ankle, like an anklet, okay? Even when it comes to like maybe bracelets or things like that, necklaces, that could be significant. But there's something about you being in this energy when it comes to life, okay? Some of you guys could be thinking of dyeing your hair like this color, right? It's like a nice teal greenish kind of color, right? But definitely take what resonates with that. I want to see what else is at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it says Five of Wands. A good coven lets every witch have a say. So there's something about this energy too where, Two of Pentacles, right? There's something about this energy where you could be dealing with other people in your space, where you could also be the one where you may not agree with other people and what they may say, but you may also understand that that is their perspective, or that is, maybe their ideas of how they feel about their perspectives, okay? So take what resonates with that too. That could be confirmation, but again, for some of you that, resonate with the message itself, there's something about being able to be authentic in who you are, and also having people come together. And even when it comes to like other people, you could have been in a situation where you may allow other people to speak on certain things, okay? Even if you agree or you don't agree, you still allow people to speak on certain things. But the problem is when you say something, it's almost like people don't want to listen to what you have to say. So that could be changing too, where, like I said, you guys are receiving justice and, you know, meeting people similar to you, okay? So take what resonates with that too. That could be confirmation. I'm going to see if I can get some more cards to like clarify. Thank you, Spirit. Let me just fix this because you guys know I hate when it looks lean or it's cut off. Okay, but we have inner child. Okay, so you guys could be healing something when it comes to your inner child and also emotions. Okay, so like I said, when it comes to you honoring your emotions, that is the highest form of self-care. And like some of you guys could be honoring your emotions because maybe, okay, maybe as a child for some of you, this may not resonate for everybody, but maybe as a kid for some of you guys could have been in situations where you've expressed yourself, you've said certain things to certain people, and a lot of people may have ignored you or they just didn't respect what you had to say because at the end of the day, you're a child, okay? And it's almost like staying in a child's place could have been significant, right? So again, when it comes to that, that could be significant. Even when it comes to like inner child healing, there could be something about you healing your inner child or helping someone's inner child heal, right? Children could be very significant as well. Like you could be very protective of children and their emotions and how they feel, you know, because maybe, like I said, you could be seeing something that you don't resonate with or you don't like. And it's not that you're judging this person, whether this is a parent or whoever this is, but you could be seeing a lot of things right now that you do not like. And, you know, you may be questioning people's integrities, their motives and things like that. And I mean, it's not anyone's business, but at the same time, if you see something that's wrong, you're going to call it out, okay? So we have the journey and also alignment. Like I said, you guys are in alignment at this time. You guys are exactly where you need to be. You are enough, okay? And there's also the unknown. So again, if you were feeling that maybe you were not worthy, or not saying that, you know, you think that way, but hey, some people have, you know, dark thoughts. Some people think very dark when it comes to dealing with certain things because let's be realistic. Some people go through depression. Some people go through certain things that, you know, a lot of people may judge or they may not understand. And instead of just understanding that person and what they're going through, a lot of times people will cast you, you know, cast judgment or cast you out because they may assume that they know everything and they don't know anything. Okay, so like I said, some of you guys could have dealt with ADHD, ADD, you know, seizures, epilepsies, things like that, okay? And maybe some of you guys have grown out of that, okay, when it comes to inner child. Maybe some of you guys still deal with that, but just knowing that you guys are being able to connect with people who are similar to you based on your ideals or what you believe in, okay, that is also very significant, okay? Let me see what else comes out. Yeah, so anger. Somebody could be angry, okay, at this time. So again, take what resonates with this message as well. Like I said, somebody could be very angry. That is also honoring your emotions, okay? If you are somebody who is honoring your emotions, and anger could be one of them, you guys could be working on that, okay? Nobody's perfect, we get that, but you could be honoring your anger when it comes to maybe you being frustrated or dealing with certain matters, right? For some of you guys that don't resonate with that, like say you've, you know, moved past that part of your life, okay, and you've healed that aspect of yourself maybe, because let's be realistic, let's not act like people don't get angry, okay, or people don't get sad, or like you're human, okay? You have a soul, you're human, you have emotions, you're an empath, whatever the case is, okay? But there's something about your energy where there could be other people in your energy too who are angry as well, okay? Because of the fact that you honor your emotions very freely and you don't care how people, you know, view you. And that could be frustrating for people who can't honor their emotions, okay? Like maybe some people that are around you, they feel stuck because here you are honoring your emotions, whether you're mad, sad, happy, crying, okay, whatever. And these people may or may not be able to honor their emotions because let's be realistic, some people like to be liked more than to realize that, hey, this is not working for me, so let me remove myself from the situation, right? So yeah, frustration. Okay, like I said, frustration could be significant. It's almost like I said, somebody could have been trying to fit a square into a circle, and you cannot fit a square into a circle. You cannot force somebody to fit in where they don't want to fit in, right? It's almost like forcing someone to like be in a group that they don't want to be in, but at the end of the day you're going to do what you need to do, but at the same time you still don't want to be there. You know what I mean? Especially if it's like work related too, where you could be working with people who are very narcissistic, very miserable, very like fake, right? It's almost like, you know, people will smile in your face, talk behind your back, and maybe you're not into that. So because you're not into the gossip or into the drama, the high school energy that some of these people are into, you could make a lot of people frustrated as well because you're not into that. Okay, and that could be something that you guys have dealt with, because you guys would, yeah, consciousness, it's like you guys would rather work towards what matters to you. So some of you guys would rather be near animals or be near, you know, nature than to be around people, because people are very stressful, or people can be very annoying. Okay, no offense, like we are people too, but at the same time it's like the things that people talk about, or the things that people manifest, and they don't even realize what they're manifesting. It's like, say you're into, like I said with this Three of Pentacles card, say you're into manifestations, right? Those who are into manifestations could be manifesting a better world or a better energy, or just cleansing out, you know what I mean, like using your power for good. And then you could have other people talking about things that, yeah, it's good to talk about it, but at the same time, it's almost like you feel like people could be manifesting negativity more than they should be manifesting love and light, or trying to educate people in a sense of, hey, this could happen, but how do we stop this from happening? But instead, it's almost like feeding fear. Like, you ever watched videos of people where they're feeding you fear mongering type of videos, like, oh, we're doomed and this is the end and blah, blah, like those kind of videos where it's like, we are very aware what's happening, but how about we not focus on just that only? How about we focus on a little bit of everything? So it's not to say that it's wrong. It's not wrong. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody's allowed to express how they feel. But at the same time, why can't it be a mixture of things, right? Why are we fear mongering people? It's like the same thing when you watch the news, right? And they say to you, oh, don't go to this area because this area is bad, right? Right? And say you live in that area and you know that area, you're looking at the situation like, what are they talking about? That's what I mean. Okay, so take what resonates. Some of you guys are very conscious at this time, okay? So I'm going to see what else shows up. And not only that, people could also be mad at you because, you know, maybe you reject people too, right? But again, there's something about your consciousness and comfort, okay? You could bring comfort to situations for people, or your energy could be very comforting, or you are finding comfort in your situations when it comes to the Nine of Pentacles. So some of you guys could have completed a cycle as well. And I mentioned too rejection at the bottom of the deck, and also determination. So yeah, you could have rejected certain people, places, and things, but you are working towards your own goals and determinations. Like, you don't care, you know, what other people want to do. That's their prerogative. That's their business. You know, let them attract who they want to attract, while you are working towards maybe like humanitarian energy, okay, social awareness, and also being mindful and faith when it comes to community. Like I said, you could be the one that's actually helping people look at certain perspectives differently, okay? And you could also be dealing with people who would rather stay stagnant, okay, when it comes to like negative energy, or, you know, just only focusing on the negatives, okay, when it comes to certain things. And it's not to say that like life is going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. Like, look what's happening around us. But like I always say in my messages, we are aware, we know what's happening. Why allow that to be also a part of our energy? Like, you're having a good day, but Stacy over there is having a bad day. Are you going to allow Stacy's bad day to ruin your day? No. Okay, so take what resonates with that too. It's like having discernment and boundaries when it comes to dealing with certain people, and also certain information, okay? Let's see. Yeah, we have knowledge, okay, with the number 34, and then we also have message. Some of you guys could be receiving confirmations when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, philosophies, things like that, where you could be reading books, right? And that's another thing too. It's like the information that you may receive is because you are actually taking the time out of your day to sit, read books or read information and get this information from these books. It's not like you're pulling information out of your, your Wahoo or something like that. Like you're actually getting the information from books, okay? Some of you guys don't even have to read books. It's almost like you naturally have that energy where you are aware of what is happening, what is going on, and you may speak about certain things that is very knowledgeable. So it may seem like you read a lot of books. Maybe you don't read a lot of books. Maybe you just have that information because it's ancient wisdom knowledge, okay? Akashic records are very significant. Maybe you guys are connected to those things without even realizing it, okay? Messages are also significant, but the number 34 and 33, we have 7 and 6, okay? So take what resonates with that. 7 talks about spirituality and inner knowing, and then 6 talks about being nurturing, family, healing energy, like I said, empathic energy, that kind of stuff, right? Taking things that are more heart-centered at this time. Yeah, there's something about the veil thinning, so you could be seeing certain things about certain people, places when it comes to masks. Certain masks are starting to fall, okay? The energy also when it comes to the veil that's thinning, that means you guys are seeing a lot more than what you normally see, and you guys are aware about this as well, okay? So take what resonates with that. We also have the full moon, okay, and the new moon. So there's something about you releasing and also starting something new. This is also giving like 8th house energy when it comes to death, okay? But 9s are very significant. We also have number 11, okay? Like I said, there's something about your intuitive knowing, right? Again, 11, 11, and 9. Yeah, something about your intuitive knowing, transmuting energy. And I just talked about this in the beginning of the video. Okay, taking a negative and turning it into a positive, or taking a negative and learning from that, but also educating other people with that information as well. Okay, and also when it comes to transmuting energy, it's almost like, some of you guys could be dealing with people that always seem to be negative. Like it's almost like, this energy of, I hate life and why am I here and blah. Like stay away from people that are like that. And I'm not saying that those people are bad people. They're not. They could be going through something. But right now, if you are focusing on positive energy, transmutation, manifestations, even though what is happening right now does not make any sense, globally, internationally. At the end of the day, everybody has their own personal life as well. So it's not to say that we don't care about what's going on around the world. We do. But at the same time, you also have to have balance and realize that your life and what you have going on is also just as important. Okay, I mean, it does take a community, it does take a group, right? But at the same time, you also have to focus on your mental well-being and your mental health. Okay, sometimes a lot of things that we see online is to push negative energy so that people can feel fearful, or people can feel like, the world is ending, and there's this energy of, oh my God, like panic, and you know what I mean? Like making people more stressed than it needs to be. And right now, for some of you guys may not be in that mental space to deal with a lot of certain things. And right now, just focusing on yourself, it may seem selfish, but it's almost like a give and take. It's like you don't mind helping collectively, but at the same time, you also have to make sure you're okay, right? So take what resonates with that. I'm going to see if I can get a card here. But there is something about the full moon and the new moon where you guys could have released a lot. Okay, so take what resonates with that too. That could be clarity or confirmation for a lot of you, right? So let's see. Yeah, we have forgiveness, okay? So take what resonates with that. Forgiveness could be significant. Now, obviously, when it comes to your energy, this depends on the situation. Again, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but at the same time, when it comes to forgiveness, this could be forgiving yourself, forgiving situations that you've dealt with, okay? Like I said, not everybody deserves your, forgiveness when it comes to apologies and things like that. And yeah, it may sound bad, but at the same time, sometimes in life, people just have to have closure without any conversation. okay? Because it's almost like basically beating a dead horse. There's no point of trying to get someone to understand your perspective or your side of certain things if they're not going to listen. And not only that, sometimes people will forgive somebody and that person is not going to change. So who is the apology or the forgiveness for? Is it really for you or is it for that person, right? Learning to have boundaries, learning to separate yourself from certain things. Like I know a lot of people talk about, oh, well, you should forgive that person. That is someone's prerogative. If they don't want to forgive somebody, that's their prerogative. They maybe have a reason why. You know, people should not force people to do things that they don't want to do or they don't feel comfortable doing. And a lot of people can detach and move on and not have that worry, you know, with them. Some people do, some people don't. So it all depends on the situation, but there is something about maybe forgiving yourself or the dynamics or situations that you were put in, okay, maybe what you've dealt with, okay. Yeah, we have unlikely, right? So there's something about forgiveness and unlikely, okay, like I said. So somebody who is in your energy, they could be wanting your forgiveness, but this could be unlikely, or there is something that is unlikely when it comes to forgiveness as well. It's like, maybe some of you guys could be expecting someone to call and, you know, apologize for what they've done to you. But I'm going to be honest with you. Some people are selfish. They're mean. They don't think about only but themselves. And you may not get that apology, which sucks. You know, it sucks. You may not get that apology. So there's something about moving forward and moving on. Okay, so take what resonates with that too. But there is something about this where there could be something that's unlikely. So Spirit, give me another card, please, for the collective. What else they need to know? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, it's up to you, right? So again, like I said, it's up to you. Like if you want to forgive this person or not, that is up to you, right? Because everybody has their own prerogative. But there is something about your energy. Like I said, if you guys have released and moved on or moved forward, there's something about abundance at the bottom of the deck, and there's something better. And then we also have asking your angels and also big happy changes. So yeah, like if you're rejecting or protecting your energy at this time, and you could be dealing with, like I said, people, places, and things, that could be significant as well. But I'm going to end it here because it is 31 minutes. So yeah, let me end the video, but thank you guys for the love and the support. I appreciate you guys. If you guys are looking for closed captions on the video, it's easier for you to guys follow me on YouTube, but I do post on both channels, same videos. In case you don't have YouTube, you know, you can check it out on TikTok, but follow me on both platforms. And my website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading or check out my blog. But again, thank you guys for the love and the support. Thank you guys who have stayed and rocked with me till this very point. I appreciate people who are decisive. I appreciate people who know what they want. And I appreciate that because, again, like I said, I don't like wishy-washy energy. So for those who have stuck by me and support my channel, support me, support my personality, my energy, you know, things like that. I appreciate you guys because, like I said, I'm not for everybody. It's like drinking a cup of hot coffee and burning your tongue. Okay, I'm not for everybody. I know this, I'm aware. But at the end of the day, I don't really care about how many followers. I really care about more about the message relating or resonating to who it needs to, and having loyal, you know, customers or loyal clients or loyal family, soul, tribe-based people, okay? Because I take loyalty very seriously, especially me as a Cancer with certain placements in my chart. I don't really joke about people's loyalty, you know? So when it comes to that, I appreciate you guys and I love you guys so much. And I hope that one day, you know, whenever I get that moment or chance, that I can provide and give back to my people who have been rocking with me for day one, okay? Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. All right, guys? Bye, guys.